Good morning. Welcome back to Wishwell Farms. It's 4 a.m. Saturday morning. Time to finish loading these box trucks for our big day at farmers markets around Columbus, Ohio. I am extremely exhausted. That was a very short night, but the show must go on. First thing I'm going to do is get this trailer pulled out of here so I can get to my 5 box trucks, and we're going to wheel out hundreds and hundreds of dozens of sweet corn out of this cooler. All that sweet corn is getting loaded into box trucks. We got blueberries, black raspberries, peppers, and eggplant, 3 kinds of lettuce, local Ohio peaches, salsa, some more peppers, some scratch and dent secondhand tomatoes that we're selling at a discount today, and lots of zucchini and cucumbers and green beans. I got a busy 2 hours ahead of me. Let's get started. The very first thing I'm going to do before I start loading these 5 trucks is put the money boxes in each truck. One of the most critical things to go on each truck that I cannot forget, or I would be in big trouble. Can't sell any produce without some cash. And here is the Worthington money box. This truck here leaves in just a hair over an hour, so I don't have any time to waste. It's a 5:15. I officially have the Worthington truck ready to go a half hour ahead of schedule. So now I can start on the other 4 box trucks and the trailer. I'll give you a quick rundown on what all I have packed in the Worthington truck. Obviously we have our tents and tables that you can't see back in there, and bag racks and all the goodies that are required to run a farmer's market, like credit card machine, money box, scales, lots of different kinds of bags, quart containers for making displays, sign card, price cards, all kinds of stuff like that. We're on our last day of grape tomatoes. Normally we have 12 to 15 grape tomato flats. They only got 8 today. That's the last of them. Salsa, garlic scapes, maple syrup, our scratch and dent tomatoes, garlic, jalapeno peppers, 12 bushels of green beans. Normally we need 15 or 16, but I'm short because my patch wasn't ripe enough to get the yield I wanted. 3 tubs of eggplant, 3 tubs of bell peppers, 7 tubs of zucchini, 3 tubs of cucumbers, 65 tubs of bicolor sweet corn, and 50 boxes of regular tomatoes. I think that's about everything. But we're hoping for a really big day today. I'm guessing about $19,000. Now to some of you, to many of you, that may sound like a lot of money. And it is a lot of money. However, I'm trying to pay back my operating loan from everything that I bought last December to operate the farm this year. So I have a lot of money borrowed and outlaid ahead of time before the farming season even starts. There's a lot of risk involved. And we count on June, July, and August to make almost all of our money for the entire year. Yes, there's some in May. Yes, there's some in September, but the bulk of it is 3 months. So I have to pack these trucks perfectly and maximize the potential earnings that I can make at these farmers markets, because, you know, I have 6, 7, 8 good weeks, and it's all going to start going downhill fast. Once school starts back up and Labor Day comes, sales at farmers markets drop like a rock. So we have to maximize our earning potential right now. So I'm hoping for $6,000 here, $3,000 here, $2,500, $2,500, $2,000, $3,000. That should come up to around $19,000. It's gonna be a big day. Man, has it been a whirlwind of a morning. All the box trucks have... Now, dog, shut up, it's just me. All the box trucks got out safely to Columbus and one to our local hometown farmers market just down the road about 4 miles. Currently working on finishing up this trailer, and yours truly gets to take it to market today. This is the weekend that we were short-staffed 8 employees, which is like half of my crew, maybe more than half of my crew. So I had to call upon 5. Yeah, I think I have 5 employees from the past, some of them from over a decade ago. One girl helped me today, worked for me when she was 16 years old, and she's in her early to mid-30s now. So there's a few good old standby employees that I can always rely on if I get in a jam. And fortunately this weekend, almost every one of them that I contacted was able to help. So we were able to get by, and next weekend everybody's home and we'll be back on the normal schedule, and I won't have to utilize any of my old past employees. But thankfully they were available to help me out today, or I would have been in big trouble. So I'm gonna finish packing up this trailer, go change out these sweaty clothes, drive it to Marysville, help the guy that lives in Marysville get set up, get him going, and unhook, and I'll drive home. And then I can finally take a deep breath and relax for a couple hours before I have to go back and pick up the trailer and bring it home this afternoon after unloading the other 5 box trucks that come home from Columbus. It's one of these crazy days, but that's what happens in July and August. Like I said earlier, we got to make bank while we have our opportunity, and it's going to slip away quickly. So 3 hours and 45 minutes later, I'm officially done packing for Saturday morning. This trailer is completely loaded, ready to close up and haul off to our satellite location. I'm going to give you a little look at what all we're taking. These are extra cantaloupes and watermelons, some extra corn, 6 tubs there. There's our starter tomatoes, garlic, zucchini, eggplant, cucumbers, bell peppers, green beans, baby red potatoes, Vidalia onions, red onions, Indiana cantaloupe, and Georgia seedless watermelon. This table folds down, and that's where we display our sweet corn. Local Ohio peaches, 8 tubs of bicolor sweet corn that we will be starting the day off with. And inside the trailer, blueberries, black raspberries, some extra peaches, jalapeno peppers, more tomatoes. I think there's 12 more down there, at least 9. The entire area below the shelves is full of extra sweet corn on both sides, extra bushel of beans, extra zucchini and cucumbers. In the back we have our goodie tote with tape, credit card paper, scissors, markers, paper towels, more price cards. And under the back shelf, under the melons, a couple different sizes of bags. And of course we have to have a scales, a money box, and a credit card machine. I think that's about everything I wanted to show you on this trailer. Closing it up right now, changing clothes, hitting the road. I will see you in Marysville. Currently driving to our satellite location. You can see the trailer being towed there behind me. I'm about halfway there. And I was thinking that this is probably the first time I've had to do this in over a decade. Hopefully the audio is coming through good. It always gets crackly when I'm filming in a vehicle. Anyway, yeah, it's been like a 10 or 12 years since I've had to do this. So the two ladies that normally help me do this are off this weekend with other prior commitments. And we have another high school girl that lives in Marysville, where I'm going today with the trailer, that helps us out quite a bit. And she was unable to help today either. So she has her boyfriend meet me there. He has helped on the trailer before, and he's helped my younger brother sell his freeze-dried candy at several of the county fairs around the state. So he has sales experience. He has a little bit of experience running this trailer. So I think we'll be okay. I'm gonna get him set up, work with him a little bit, review some of the things about our farm and our produce just to make sure he's knowledgeable enough to be able to answer questions from the customers. And then I will head home and take a break for a couple hours before all the box trucks return home from Columbus. I will get those all unloaded, and by 1:30 p.m. I'll have to head back to Marysville to help him clean up and pack up and bring the trailer back home.
Is it good? Have you had it yet?
It's currently 9:30. We've been set up here at Ida's Italian Ice, the parking lot we rent for our satellite market. It's started off pretty busy. We've been here for about a half hour. He'll be here till 2 p.m. But you know, there's always half dozen people walking around the trailer shopping. I think it's going to be a good day. It's definitely going to be a hot one out here today. It feels like it's 80 degrees already. I think the high around here is about 90. So Andrew's going to be sweating up a storm in here. At least he's under cover, out of the sun, in the shade. Starting off pretty busy. Pretty happy with what I've seen so far. This is a really busy intersection in Marysville, Ohio, called 5 Points Intersection. This intersection right here has 5 roads that intersect, and I think they're going to be building a roundabout here this fall, possibly. They've been talking about it for a couple of years. But this intersection is very busy and has treated us very well for the last 15 years. So for the first 10 years, it actually set up over here. The Sheetz gas station is new last year. It used to be a Rite Aid pharmacy, and we actually were parked right over there at the edge of the grass and the bushes is where the parking lot was. Worked out really well for us, but then when they closed down Rite Aid, we had to move, and fortunately right across the street was Ida's Italian Ice in this perfect parking lot. All right, I'm heading home for a couple hours. I'm gonna let Andrew run it himself here for a little while. I'll be back at 1:30 to help him wrap things up and get her hooked up and tow her home. Well, I just arrived back home, and while I was driving home, I got a call from our local hometown farmers market called the Logan County Farmers Market in my hometown of Bellefontaine, Ohio. And she said she had dumped the last of her 24 tubs. So I'm assuming she still has 5, 6, 7 tubs on display. Fortunately, I still have 6 tubs in the cooler. So I'm gonna go load up those 6 tubs, run them up the town for her to dump on the display so she doesn't sell out early, because it is only 10:40. We have another good hour of sales left yet. All loaded up with corn, heading up to town to get them stocked up. All right, made it up here to the farmer's market with my 6 tubs of corn to get them stocked up. Let's see what their display looks like. Corn's getting a little low. Looks like it's about 5 tubs there. Tomato pile's getting low.
I mean, I'm buying it, so.
Been pretty busy, Trent?
But if you have one more, I will.
Busiest in this market in a while.
Nice. Looks like our bean table got cleaned out pretty good. Got to get that stocked up. Back at the farm, it's 11:30, so most of the farmers markets are probably starting to wrap things up, condensing, throwing empties back in the truck. Sales are probably really slowing down. Hopefully supplies are about gone. They'll all be heading home to the farm from Columbus around noon. I'm gonna turn some water on right now, get some water flowing to the field to irrigate some of these crops. And I have some greenhouse transplants I still gotta water. Grab some lunch and get ready for all these trucks to come home. I'm gonna turn off the cantaloupe irrigation. Got 8 rows here to turn off. And we're gonna go turn on the watermelon. Man, these crops look good this year. It's a pretty healthy looking watermelon crop. Starting to get a little bit of size to them. Still a couple weeks off. Tomatoes have not gotten their 3rd string yet. They are overdue. And cantaloupes are gonna be ready to harvest here in about a week, if not less. And one of the best pepper crops I have seen in years. Probably my top 5 pepper crops I've ever seen in the last 25 years. There's a late planted of green beans. Still got a couple more to go yet. Cantaloupe planting number 2. Looks pretty clean. Vining out nicely. Cantaloupe planting number 3 and the final one. I see some weed pressure coming up down there. I'm gonna have to get those taken care of before these things start running off the plastic. And zucchini planting number 2, perfectly clean, as well as cucumber planting number 2. And here's the fall cauliflower that we just put in, about 4 days ago. Looking really nice. So if you ever wonder what lettuce looks like in the heat of the summer, here you go. Starting to bolt. The green leaf is bolting and it looks like a Christmas tree. That is so cool. It's like a perfect tree shape. But a lot of them are starting to bolt. The romaine still looks really nice and the red leaf looks really nice. So we might be able to harvest that for 1 more week yet. First truck of the day home from the market. Just finished unloading the PAL truck, and the Logan County Farmers Market truck is already unloaded and moved. Just waiting on Clintonville, Dublin, and Worthington. And I know Clintonville and Dublin pretty much sold out of everything, so it'll be an easy unload. Worthington brought back a little bit of corn, but everything else sold out. So I'm pretty happy with what I've heard so far through text and phone calls with the employees. Definitely a lot better than last week, that's for sure. Clintonville truck has just arrived home. They pretty much sold out everything. This is gonna be an easy unload. Just finished unloading the Dublin truck. 4 of my 5 trucks are back from farmers markets. Just waiting on my son from the Worthington market, get him unloaded, and then I gotta head back to Marysville to our satellite location to bring the trailer home. And there he is, Gavin home from Worthington. It's a big old pile of empties to unload. Unfortunately, I lost all my audio from my camera for these final few minutes of the video, so I will be adding some voiceover to give you some context on what is going on. After unloading my 5 box trucks, I drove back to our satellite location to pick up our mobile produce trailer and bring it home. We had a really busy day on the trailer and nearly sold out of everything. After getting everything cleaned up and closed up, I towed the trailer back to our farm, and by this time it was 3 p.m., and I was ready to be done for the day. Once I returned home to the farm, I got the trailer backed up into the barn and went to town unloading all the empties and leftovers so it would be ready for Monday morning. It was a very long, hot, physical day, 11.5 hours of it to be exact, and I was feeling it, and very happy that it was finally over. Now let's head into the coolers and I'll show you what all we ended up bringing back today after the markets. We'll start off here in the tomato cooler. We had a really good day on tomatoes, only bringing back about 15 boxes of the 200 that we started off with, and just a hair over 1 flat of grape tomatoes. Now let's move over to the main cooler. All the veggies sold really good as well. We only brought back about 100 dozen ears of corn, a couple bushels of green beans, and a few tubs of zucchini, cucumbers, and bell peppers. Overall, it was a really good day at the farmers markets, and I was very happy with how everything turned out. The weather was great, and all the employees and trucks made it home safely, and that's what matters. Well, folks, this is where we're going to wrap up today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please consider giving it a thumbs up, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it and hope to see you all again real soon down on the farm.